Whoa!
That's right. There's a lot of fuel coming out of there.
It's time to take on Mother Nature as Jer and I build a bizarre machine to remove snow.
Part tank, part furnace. This beast is scary for sure, but does it work? Can it actually beat a winter blizzard? History is full of inventors who've tried to change the world. But there's a fine line between genius and absurd.
Our team digs up strange inventions from history and brings them to life.
We're gonna build these inventions from scratch.
And put them to the test.
And some of them might actually work.
Jeremy MacPherson is an amateur historian and special effects artist who's worked on films like X-Men and Chicago.
Matt Hunter is a skilled carpenter and backyard inventor.
Together, we are the Re-Inventors.
How was that?
You know what, man? I have driven a lot of big machines in my day.
Yeah.
But this takes the cake.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but don't get too excited, man. The idea of moving snow around with a plow, it's been around since they did it with horse and buggy, right?
Well, exactly. And you know, as I just proved, we've gotten pretty good at moving the snow from one place to the other.
Right.
But eventually, it's all gotta get hauled somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Ideally, we'd have an invention that would get rid of it right there, like melt it or something.
Yeah,
you know?
or annihilate it.
Heavy snowfall has always been a problem for cities. Early plows were pulled by horses, but the snow they pushed aside often blocked storefronts, meaning cities had to employ teams of workers with shovels.
Motorized plows eventually made things easier, but the snow still had to be hauled and dumped somewhere. In the 1930s, one American inventor named Benjamin Roman came up with a bold new idea. Why not simply melt or steam away all that unwanted winter snow? On paper, at least, the Snow Annihilator was born.
All right, Snow Annihilator, that's kind of funny, right?
This guy is obviously super dramatic and over the top. Why not just call it the snow melting machine?
Or the Snow Killer?
Or snow decimator.
According to the original patent, it uses an apron or conveyor belt of steel pipes that rotate through an oven before hitting the snow.
I love the fact it looks like a 50s bus, too. Like, they've made it look streamlined, and it may go 1 kilometer an hour.
Oh,
right?
she's
Look at
built
this
for
thing.
speed, yeah.
It's massive, man.
That's
Super
long. And there's this crazy kiln up here, I guess, built out of brick, right? It's gonna be weighty.
It's gonna weigh a ton. You're gonna need a heavy chassis for this thing for
Yeah.
sure. And then the conveyor belt runs through here. Check
Right.
this out.
Oh, I see. So it spins around really slowly. I guess it's superheated, and it comes down here and melts the snow, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like taking about 150,000 hot irons and pushing them into the snow to melt the snow.
The inventor felt these machines could work in teams, sending melted snow into city drains before it had a chance to refreeze. As far as we know, nobody ever built or tested a prototype until now.
And how super crazy hot do we have to get to melt that snow, though?
Well, because efficiency and maneuverability don't mean a thing
Right.
if we don't get any melting out of this thing, right? So,
Yeah.
what are these big rollers on the conveyor belt made of? That's the big question.
Well, Jason's got a little setup where he's got tons of different gauges of metal so we can see what's gonna hold the heat to melt this snow.
Excellent. Let's check it out.
First up, we need to figure out what type of steel pipe to use for the rollers in our oven.
Well, hopefully we can get these guys in the kiln today.
Yeah.
Because ideally we're looking for some kind of a walled tubing we can use for the rollers in our conveyor that will actually heat up quick,
Right.
hold some heat, but also keep our weight down.
All right. Hey, Phil. Hey. How you doing, buddy?
Phil is a project manager at a local artist's foundry and an expert when it comes to heating things up.
And this giant oven back here looks like it gets pretty hot. What's our maximum temp in this thing?
You're looking at about probably 2,000 to 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice.
With this much heat, we need a little extra protection.
Open her up, Phil. Woo!
Oh, feel the heat.
Difference. Well, we have 4 different weights of pipe in the kiln right now. We've got some thin-walled steel pipe and some thick-walled steel pipe. We're hoping to use the thin-walled stuff within the Snow Annihilator to keep our weight down. We want to see the bottom line, which one burns through the ice the fastest.
Get in there.
Our lightweight is first into the ring.
That's the thin-walled sample.
Yep.
Bring it in, let's drop them down there. Wow. It's only reading 275 degrees Fahrenheit out of the gates.
It's already stopped going.
Yeah, the thin-walled steel is bleeding the heat so fast it lost probably 600 degrees leaving the kiln. Because it has more mass, the heavier steel should be able to hold its heat longer. That one's reading hotter, 500 degrees out of the gates. Okay.
Nice.
Next up, pipe with walls 1/8 of an inch thick.
There. Okay. Oh, it's steaming!
It's like a lobster.
600 degrees. Yeah. Fahrenheit. So that's our highest temperature yet.
Nice.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
All right.
And you know what's still in there? The Widowmaker.
Oh, man.
Now that was actually...
Enter our heavyweight with walls 1/2 an inch thick.
Stopwatch is going.
Look at it go! That's unbelievable.
So that
Well, I think we found what we need. I mean, initially I thought the thick-walled material would be the best for melting ice, but for one, it's going to be way too heavy and it takes a long time to absorb the heat. So from this, we learned that the 1/8 wall material absorbs the heat really fast and also melts the ice pretty quickly. Hey, Frank. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Frank.
Next order of business, the onboard heater. Matt and I meet with Frank, a local furnace expert. The original patent called for an oil burner in its onboard oven, and Frank has a couple for us to try.
The first one has a 3/4 gallon nozzle, meaning it consumes 3/4 of a gallon of oil per hour.
Okay.
Fire it up.
Oh,
Cool.
that's nice. It's kind of mini, though, but it's beautiful.
We could definitely get a bigger flame in our oven than that.
Yeah, sure.
The second one uses 4 times as much fuel, which should mean 4 times as much flame.
Yeah.
Let her rip.
Light her up.
That's hot.
The nice part is, though, that could still be contained in the oven. I don't feel too freaked out by that.
Right on. Thank you so much, buddy. It's a great
Welcome.
show.
It's time to hook up back at the shop with the rest of our build team. Heavy-duty mechanic Al and metal fabricator Jason.
Look at this beast, then.
I knew you'd love it. They've managed to find us a truck with front-wheel drive. An old Ford F-250 is about to be reborn.
Really? Does this thing run? It's like almost as old as I am.
You had her going, she runs like a charm.
Really? Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
If we're going to turn this truck into a snow annihilator, we need to remove the old cargo box.
Well, our biggest concern was whether this truck would actually run. It's running great, which is nice. The motor works perfectly. The next problem, of course, is the length of the truck. We've got to add a very large brick oven in the middle of this thing. Plus, the whole heating unit has to hang off the back side. So the big question was, are we lengthening this thing? Now, luckily, we fluked out. The thing's long enough, we're set.
A little over 5 feet.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Long, but crowded. To make room, fuel and rear brake lines need to be moved, as does the rear axle.
Turn it around.
With the chassis modified, it's time to start working on the guts of the machine, including the chain drive that will turn our conveyor belt of hot pipe.
So we got a good-sized cog, which is nice. So that's this part right here, right? These are our big cogs here. And then we have our beefy chain. It's gonna go around the outside here.
Here's your chain.
That's nice. And then along each of these, we'll get some pipe, right? And then we're welding them on.
The next
Comes
one,
up.
next one will come right about here.
Okay, that should work great.
While Al and Jeremy rigged the chain drive, Jason and I tackled the machine's single biggest component. We're gonna start welding this box together that'll become the basis for our furnace.
Although still not recognizable, our snow annihilator is starting to take shape.
But with so many moving parts, will this contraption even hang together when we fire it up? And if so, can it really take on a blizzard of snow? Based on a patent from 1939, Jer and I are building a machine called the Snow Annihilator for the first known time. Had it ever been built, the hope was that it could replace the plow by melting away snow instead. But would it have actually worked?
With a truck already modified to carry this beast, Matt and I put the finishing touches on the frame of our oven.
Because this box will need to keep our snow-melting conveyor belt piping hot, we've enlisted a few local bricklayers to line it with heat-resistant fire brick.
Well, we've got the outside of the furnace put together with all the steel we welded together. We're gonna leave it in the capable hands of the bricklayers, and they'll do it right.
Nice. Nice we have some freshly fallen snow, eh?
With the build well underway, it's time for us to go find a good test site. After all, our snow annihilator is going to want to, you know, annihilate snow. Which gets us thinking, how much snow do we want? Even small amounts can make roads treacherous. Full-scale blizzards, on the other hand, can bring life to a complete standstill.
One of the most famous blizzards in North American history hit in 1888. A full meter of snow fell in the northeastern United States and Canada, creating snowdrifts as high as 15 meters.
In 1947, only a few years after the snow annihilator idea was dreamt up, a 10-day blizzard hit the province of Saskatchewan, sealing off towns completely and creating shortages of fuel and food. It even buried an entire train in a snowdrift 1 kilometer long and 8 meters deep. Our reinvention won't be able to cope with these kinds of freak weather events. So what's a fair challenge?
Right. Well, this looks good right here. Looks like we're on a paved road. It's hard to see the
A
snow.
snow-covered road in a nearby town seems like a good start. It's traffic-free in case this thing blows up, and there's plenty of extra snow laying around.
Nice find, eh?
Very nice. This is ideal.
Yeah. So we got a couple of clicks either way for a little bit of testing.
Exactly. Tons of extra snow on the side of the road here. We can drag on if we get this thing really hot and melting.
Yeah, nice. And best of all, we got pavement to melt down to, right?
Keep your wheel in the yellow line, dude.
It's time to get back to check out our oven.
Man, that's a grueling day for you guys, eh?
Oh, not bad. Just pre-cutting the doors, final 2 pieces.
Right on.
So when we close it, it's nice and tight for when you guys fire up and put the heat to her.
That's great.
That's gonna sit up here then, right?
Yep.
That new oven smell, buddy.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. Okay, so I guess they have a couple pieces here and there, and that's about it.
Got our hole for the gear all in here, which is great.
Yeah.
Also for our big burner to come through here. It's
Right.
perfect.
So that's right about here, right? So
Yeah.
I guess the next step's getting this puppy on the Annihilator, eh?
At 1,000 pounds, that's the next big step.
It is a step.
With the oven complete and the furnace heater installed, we loaded onto our modified truck chassis, now covered with steel plating to mimic the original 1939 design. It's time to release this beast in its natural environment, a snow-covered road.
Oh, look at this thing, man. It's insane.
I know. If you actually look at these blueprints, does it make any sense? There's a giant cooker in the back, right?
Massive rotating conveyor belt through that big, huge, heavy oven. Like, there is so much that can go wrong with this thing today.
I almost feel like we're going to be melting the tires more than the snow today.
Well, that would add some excitement, wouldn't it? Well, you know what, buddy? There it is.
Whoa, it's so evil looking. Look at this monster, man.
This is impressive.
You know what? We're ready for phase 1, right? We've got this whole block, cover it with traffic cones, right?
Absolutely. See how this thing handles in the snow. A little obstacle course, man.
Very nice. Ah, it purrs! It purrs!
Bit of a squeak down there.
Yeah, you ready for phase 1, man? So you can make it through this course?
Got my blue wool driving gloves on.
Nice.
I'm ready to rip it. Seal me in.
I'll try and guide you through.
All right. Hell of a blind spot in this thing. All right, so I'm around 2 pylons. Pretty clean, I think. It's hard to tell. Huge blind spot in this thing. But you know what? By removing that rear wheel drive, we've only got the front wheels driving us right now. We got tons of maneuverability, really good handling. This thing's blowing my mind.
Kill it, kill it. No problem for you.
How many cones I knocked down?
You almost hit 1, but you took the whole course in stride, man.
Well, you can't see a thing. This thing has the most massive blind spots, like a blind
Yeah.
wall.
Phase 1 over, though. You did pretty good.
The mobility in this thing is great. It's on
Yeah.
to phase 2, man.
That's right. Let's do it.
Phase 2 involves testing the oven. If it doesn't work, all we've got is a very heavy truck.
Fire it up. Whoa. Look at this. Instant.
Oh, that is evil.
Man, that's like spraying fuel everywhere.
Okay, well, let's seal this thing up. Get a
Okay.
reading at 2 minutes and see how it looks.
Based on our foundry tests, we know that we'll need at least 12 to 1,500 degrees of heat to get our conveyor belt hot enough to melt snow right down to the pavement.
Watch it. There could be a backdraft, man.
Hope not. You ready? Okay, we're already hitting 300 degrees off one of those rollers. Sorry, higher. 350. This thing is heating up fast. 5-minute test coming up here, buddy.
Just hitting 5. Oof.
Ooh, we are reading 650 degrees
In
after
5
minutes.
All right there, chum. 15 minutes.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, well, we're now above our maximum reading, which is 1,200 degrees.
No way.
So we're somewhere between 12 and, let's say, 1,300 degrees in there minimum.
It's finally time to start annihilating.
Can this crazy machine from 1939 actually take on Mother Nature? Or is this one idea best left on the drawing board?
Getting some heat, though.
Matt and I are testing a 1939 invention called the Snow Annihilator. We've already shown its maneuverability, and the onboard oven is super hot.
650 degrees.
But can this thing actually clear a snowy street better than a traditional snowplow?
Let's leave this door open, right?
Phase 3 involves testing the most complex part of the invention, the conveyor belt that passes through the oven.
Start nice and slow.
You ready?
Yeah, we got it. We got movement.
But not for long. Soon after starting it up, our conveyor belt seems to be jamming.
Seized, eh?
Well, we are in deep trouble here. We've had a major malfunction with our drive system for our conveyor belt. Something's happened to our bushings and our bearings inside. They seem to have seized up from the heat. Like even this one down here.
Taking a closer look, the chains seem to have slackened, possibly due to the heat in the oven. Back at the shop, we remove a few links. If this doesn't work, our reinvention may be mothballed far sooner than expected.
With the Annihilator sounding better than ever, it's finally time to see if it can do what it's supposed to do. We head back outside and fire up the oven.
We finally get to test this, man.
Guy, I'm gonna put it to all those evil snowflakes up there.
All right, well, I'm going to seal you in here. Don't run those chains until the snow line. So when you hit it, I'll give you a cue. Is that cool?
Man.
Annihilate! Yeah! Look at that! Woo! Keep going, keep going, keep going! Okay, cut it. Kill it!
What is going on out
See
here?
the steam, it was crazy. But our initial run through the snow, I mean, everything seemed to be running fine. We were certainly making a lot of noise and steam. But we weren't cutting through the snow, we weren't melting it.
Moist
In
pavement
fact, the only place we did any serious melting was right at the beginning.
on the snow.
Right, so maybe we should just take it right down to 0 miles an hour and just, you know, let it melt for a little bit, dry for a second, heat up a chain, let it melt for a little bit, and maybe I'll time it to see how long it actually takes to do that.
Get into a sequence, right? Move, melt, move, melt.
Right.
All right, let's
we
give
got
it a
all
shot.
day, right? Okay, stop. Actually, maybe just let it run. Just turn it, turn it. Yeah, that's working. Let's go forward a little bit. Okay, stop. Revolve. Again.
But not only is this incredibly time-consuming, it doesn't work very well either. It would take all winter to clear a single street. And if you cleared it, it might be all ice, making it even more treacherous.
We were trying to run this thing fairly quickly and cover some ground. We weren't melting any snow. Now we're getting down there, but it's taking so long. As a result, we've made a giant skating rink here, which leads us to another conclusion.
Well, we've come to the realization that, yeah, we're melting snow, but all we're doing is making pretty good ice. And, you know, Frank Zamboni came up with the idea of the ice rink resurfacing machine in 1949. So if we can get our Snow Annihilator, a patent from 1939, to resurface ice, then we've beaten his patent by 10 years.
Okay, so,
How can we make this work?
well, we know that we can't...
The ice resurfacing machine works by scraping up excess snow on the ice, melting it, and then dropping it back down where it's smoothed by a giant squeegee.
Because we are melting it.
We should be able to do a simplified mock-up.
Keep the axis. Yeah, walk me through
Annihilator
this.
here,
So say this is
right?
the back of our oven, right?
That's right.
And we got our little door here, right?
Yeah,
Wheel.
perfect.
Okay.
So what if we just drop a couple of vertical members down each side?
Like box tubing or something?
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't have to worry about weight. Actually, the more weight, the better to keep that squeegee on the ice.
Okay. Oh, and so we'll just use like some thick rubber between these two, like that?
Yeah, I think we should back that up with a piece of box beam, though, because it's going to want to flex out in a big arch, and we'll have uneven ice, right?
Right. Okay. I'm into it. Let's build it.
Cool.
In our mobile workshop, this reinvention is about to be reborn. Now we just need to wait our turn to get on this outdoor rink.
Get it, get it! Oh, nice goal!
Nice save!
Very nice.
These guys are chewing the ice surface to bits behind me here. We're going to roll out the Snow Annihilator. It's in its new ice resurfacing form. We're going to put it through its paces. Come on, guys, let's go. Move it out there.
Time, boys!
Bring it in. Let's go. Oh, easy, big fella.
Sorry,
Look
buddy.
at this big divot out of here.
They trashed it.
Unbelievable. Huge chunks of ice, snow particles kicked up by those skates. What a mess.
Yeah, I know. We got a lot of work ahead of us, man. I would love to give it a little bit of a try.
So what do you think? Is it time?
I think it is. Bring out the Annihilator.
You got it.
Ow! Let her rip.
We're definitely creating a lot of steam, but what's going on down there? Has our Snow Annihilator succeeded as an ice resurfacing machine, or is it now a double failure?
Come on out, guy. You're not doing any good in there.
I might be brain dead.
You still got all the heat you could want, though, man.
Woo! Blistering in there, but what a disaster
I
back
know.
here.
It's crazy, eh?
What is this, a hole?
It's not what I was thinking.
Okay, but it refroze, but it's patchy everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
big divots. I think it's worse than before.
Really, it's a danger zone,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. But we do deserve a gold star, each of us.
Kudos.
For our attempts to salvage this patent, turn this thing into an ice resurfacing.
That's right, but if you go back to the original idea of the Snow Annihilator was to remove snow from the street, man.
That's right. Came out of the gates pretty quick, actually.
That's right, we had the maneuverability, and we certainly have the heat, right?
Oh, yeah. The problem is we derailed right away when it came to efficiency
Yeah.
and melting snow fast. This thing would take a year to melt like a street load of snow.
No, you're right, and I mean, on those points alone, I think we have to go patent denied.
Denied.
Yeah.
We'll be chuckling about this one for a while.